Hi, my name is Olivia Ligon, and my presentation is about the freshwater aquatic biome. The freshwater biome is found where any source of fresh water is located. Typically, this is a pond, lake, or river. Most lakes and ponds are in the northern hemisphere because many were created by glacial activity, such as glacier movement or melting. Unfortunately, the amount of fresh water available has rapidly been depleting. Since freshwater is not designated to a specific region, there is not necessarily a climate that is given just to the freshwater biome. The climate depends on where the water is located and what the climate is like in that region. The creatures that inhabit this biome depend on the climate of the location, but species that live in the water depend on what temperature they are comfortable with. As you can see by the graph, species of fish vary depending on water depth. As depth increases, the water cools due to lack of sunlight. Characteristics of the freshwater biome include flow regime, which is a statistical summary of how the flow of a river varies over time, the sediment and organic matter, climate, light exposure, chemical and nutrient composition, and biodiversity. These characteristics are greatly influenced by terrestrial processes like human modifications of land and water. As I mentioned earlier, the flora and fauna of this biome are greatly influenced on where the freshwater is located. But these are common examples of creatures you may see at a freshwater habitat. Plants and animals that inhabit this biome must adapt to seasonal climate changes, human activity, and rainfall. During the winter, the water may freeze, so most of the flora species become dormant, while some of the fauna species migrate or hibernate. The freshwater biome is being greatly affected by current environmental issues like deforestation, overconsumption, and pollution. Deforestation leads to the decrease of carbon sinks. Carbon sinks are typically plants, the ocean, or soil that consume carbon dioxide and use it for photosynthesis, which leads to an increased use of freshwater habitats, becoming carbon sinks. Another detrimental problem is overconsumption. Most of the world's fresh water is not being used for drinking, but rather for agriculture and even commercial goods like clothes. Due to these environmental impacts, it is more important now more than ever to reduce your water use, recycle used goods, do your part in keeping wetlands intact, and minimizing chemical usage.